Greetings everybody, it's Ralph from Tabletop Games, and I'm here to make another video for you guys. And this video is going to be talking about something in the tabletop community, not specific to Pathfinder, just in general. Something that I kind of wanted to discuss as we head into 2021. And that topic is the idea of ghosting. Now, some of you may know what that is, but those of you that don't know what it is, ghosting is essentially when someone, be it a player, some cases even a DM, just for whatever reason they choose to leave a game or end a game without saying anything to anybody, without giving a reason. They just vanish, no trace of them. Now, with everything that happened in 2020, obviously there was a lot more of a push for online games and virtual sessions, and obviously it's a lot easier to ghost somebody online because you don't know them, so you can just easily, block, remove them as a friend, end the game, do all that, and you don't have to never see them again. As opposed to if it was like a local game or a game with your friends, you may still have to see them, or you may run into them at your local store or other location. So the issue with ghosting is a few things. One, it's a really crappy thing to do. It really is. It's not good for the community. I think in most cases, speaking personally as a DM, and I think most DMs would agree, if a player was to leave a game, you would rather them say why they want to leave the game as opposed to just ghosting. Even if it's like, hey, listen, I actually don't like how you DM this game. It's not for me. I'm gonna leave. Okay, well then you can at least let the DM will be like, well, okay, what didn't you like? Where can I improve to make things more entertaining, and so forth. Or if it's like, well, I don't get along with the players. Well, why don't you get along with the players? Is it just your personalities don't gel? Is it a dynamic that is happening that can be fixed? These kind of things is what open discussion does. And if we have these people who just ghost or just leave games and they don't say anything, it hurts the community. As a DM, or if you're DMing a game, say you're you're a new DM, you haven't DM'd that often, so you make a game on Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds or wherever, and you make a game and you get some players. Maybe you have to plug some people because you don't know anybody, let's just say, and then you play a game, and 2-3 sessions in, one or two of your players just ghost and leave you. You don't know what you could have done to improve your game, and it hurts your overall mental health. You think to yourself, what, was it me? Did I do something wrong? Maybe I'm not cut out for DMing. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that kind of thing can affect some people, and then they may choose to not continue DMing and not continue playing because they were never told what was wrong, what could have been done in that situation to help. And it's just not right. It really isn't. And I definitely feel like in 2020, as I said, with a lot more focus being pushed on virtual gaming due to the pandemic, that this is a lot more common thing now these days. I've heard some stories. I've even had some of my players in some of my games ghost. Now, I never had that in before in all my past years of games that I've ran, where players have just vanished and ghosted. And it's just the mentality that you gotta to think is also what's very interesting. For someone to say, I don't want to play with these people, but I don't have the courage, I guess would be maybe the best word, to kind of say what's wrong. Instead, I just leave and vanish and never see them again. Especially if it's been a few sessions. Like the longer you're in a game with some people, and you build that camaraderie, you build that connection, you would think that you would at least warrant some sort of justification, and not just, if it's after one session, it's still crappy. There's no denying that it's still not right to do that. But you can kind of like say, well, you know, it's not for me. That's it. But you can even just saying it's not for me, and leave. I've had people do that. I've had people, they play one session of a game and they're like, you know what, I'm not really feeling it. Sorry. Have a good day. And I was like, okay. I mean, I understand. You know, some people just don't gel, and it's gonna happen. And I've heard plenty of stories of it happening to people. And it's just not what we as a tabletop community should want. Obviously, there's a lot of issues in the tabletop community about representation and quality and racial issues and all that. And those are definitely big issues that have to be addressed and fixed. But ghosting is another issue of just common decency. Because I would bet you some of these people that ghost online probably wouldn't ghost in an actual person game, where they would have to like risk seeing their friend again at someplace else because they didn't want to deal with the embarrassment of just vanishing. So I don't know what your guys' opinions are on ghosting. If you guys have dealt with players that have ghosted, or if you've dealt with a DM that's ghosted or vanished. I've heard some stories of players where DM is just vanished, no trace. Players show up for a session online and the DM just ends the game, closes the game, nothing. Have you guys experienced that? If you're a DM, have you experienced players ghosting you? Or even on another whole other caveat, have you ghosted anybody before? Have you ever decided, you know what, I'm not feeling this game, I'm gonna leave? And if you left without saying anything, why did you leave without saying anything? Let's kind of have this discussion and see why you felt like that it was better to leave without letting people know what was wrong. Did you want to like avoid confrontation? Did you just want to like get out fast because it was that bad of a game? I mean, there's many options, but let's just have this discussion and try and deal with this issue, this silent issue, if you will, with the ghost that is plaguing tables. And as we have more of a push into the online community, online gaming, that our players are there, and obviously our newer players, newer DMs, they need as much confidence and support as they can get, and this can hurt people's confidence. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys' thoughts are and what you guys' experiences are with ghosting. Outside of ghosting, if you guys want to play some Pathfinder, I do have two Pathfinder games going on. A Sunday night game at 8 p.m. an Age of Ashes campaign. Currently, they are in book 3 as of this video. And then I have an Agents of Edgewatch game on Thursdays at 7 p.m. They are still starting early. They're still in book 1 as of the time of this video. And if you guys want to mix it up and see something completely different, I have a City of Mist game every other Tuesday on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at Sage Tower Games. And this is another narrative, cooperative play game. A lot of fun, a bit of a different, refreshing way compared to the traditional like D20 type systems. So check that out as well. And be sure to follow the channel for more tabletop videos and more open discussion about anything tabletop, board game related, and more. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.